Hey, yo, you know what's funny? Okay, you know what? I sound kind of weird, but strange with me laughing and a knife in my hand. You want to know why, though? It's because I was going out for a jog. That's correct, because if you don't know, you do run faster with a knife in your hands.
What are you doing with a knife?
What do you mean? Run faster with a knife. Everyone runs faster with a knife.
You're so weird.
Look here, look, listen. What is funny? For damn sure. But what is also very, 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 very toxic is Jack the Drought versus Doflamingo.
Correct.
Woo! Jack the Drought versus Doflamingo. This is the topic that was brought up on Twitter, and I said, you know what? Hey, why not do a video about it? Who do you have? Because this is, well, let me give you the evidence here. This is something that was brought up on Twitter because a few weeks ago, people talk about Doflamingo and his character, how he's so cool, and X, Y, Z, and the other, and of course, how strong he is. And naturally, when it comes to his strength, it's very debatable here because Doflamingo has a lot of pull in the community. He has a lot of drip to back up his pull too. I mean, you can argue he's top 5 in terms of drip in the One Piece verse. He's still losing to Crocodile, for damn sure. He's still losing to Rob Gucci, for damn sure. He still loses to NL, for damn sure, in terms of drip. But that being said, he does have major pull, and he is a very well-written character, has I can't curse. He has a really phenomenal, there we go, that F word, that good F word. He has a phenomenal backstory, and he did so much work in Dressrosa, yo. I mean, this dude took the Gamma Knife, and he restitched his organs together and kept on fighting. If not for Gats and the Gladiators, he would have killed Luffy. I know Oda said, I think in like an SBS or something like that, well, actually, you would have found a way. Nah, Oda. Come on, dog.
Stop the cap.
However, when it comes to Dofi and power, what tends to happen is this. He's either A, weaker than the commanders, so guys like Cracker, guys like Katakuri, guys like Queen the Plague and Smoothie and so on and so forth. B, he is somewhere in that ballpark, and or C, he is stronger than all Yonko commanders. So that includes guys like King the Wildfire and potentially even Ben Beckman. And he has a lot of evidence to kind of showcase that he is nasty because Fujitora and Admiral was in the fabled birdcage, the attack that's so powerful that not even Kaido at max power could break out of the birdcage, as some folks have to believe. And Fujitora was stuck in there just trying to slow it down like the rest of the cast, the characters outside of Luffy. What's going on here, King, though? Jack the Drought is in the thumbnail, and he is literally big broing Doflamingo. Why? How? What's going on? I was reminded of a tweet I posted at the beginning of the year, and I retweeted it. And here it is. Friendly reminder that Kaido calls Jack strong, but calls Dofi weak. That's like I got a motorcycle right now. Yes. He calls Jack strong, or particularly uses the words, I know you're not weak. But when he's having a drunken stupor, talking about Doflamingo and how he can let these kids do him in, and he's mad salty, he calls Doflamingo weak. If there is anybody in the world of One Piece that has a lot of legitimacy backing up their power scaling claims, it's Yonko Kaido. He is like the embodiment of a power scaler in the world of One Piece. This dude is literally saying Joy Boy is the person that's stronger than me, a guy that's been through so many battles, and I've seen it all in terms of combat. He acknowledges Jack's strength, but disregards Dofi's strength entirely. Yeah, he's drunk, but does that really matter? No, I'd argue, hell no. Why should it? Is he biased? Maybe. But you could argue he's more biased towards someone like Doflamingo because he's the guy that's supplying him the smile fruits through Caesar Clown to make his Zoan army. Kaido's words do mean a lot here because Kaido gives Jack a significant portrayal buff over Doflamingo. Therefore, When I mentioned the three camps, Camp A, the folks that believe that Doflamingo is weaker than a commander. Hello? That's some pretty compelling evidence when Mr. Land, Sea, and Air saying, nah, the guy that doesn't have a single name attack, the guy that we need Pirate Warriors 5 to get a single name attack from. That's, oh my God. How do we get here, yo? How is that possible? How is that possible? He doesn't have a single named attack. Doflamingo has like dozens, and Doflamingo's getting trunked into oblivion by a mammoth. So, is there any conceivable way we can make sense of this? Yeah, of course there is. Because even though Doflamingo has some radical feats, he definitely does, without a doubt. Let's say in terms of the birdcage, right? You can easily argue that Fujitora, he could have destroyed it, but chose not to. Well, why would you want to do that? Because they're on the same side. If the fight got to the point where he needed to destroy the birdcage, he would have. But there was no real point in doing so, again, because they're on the same side, and he was also banking on Luffy, like everybody else, since he himself cannot directly attack Doflamingo, given all the shenanigans that we saw at the beginning of the arc and pre-Dressrosa, where Doflamingo got CP0 and the Gorosei to back up his claims, to say that it was a mistake in the newspapers about him actually resigning as a warlord. Of course, we know that also means that a Kainu has to co-sign that as well, things of that sort. And then, even though Doflamingo did beat Law 1v1, and as of today, most of the fandom, with some few exceptions, some haters, some detractors, we are all preaching the good word of Trafalgar D. Water Law. Without a doubt. I mean, yo, most def. However, Dofi did beat him 1v1. That is true. However, it's on the heels of Fujitora and Dofi fighting against him on Greenbit. This is a very, very, very far from fresh Trafalgar D. Water Law. That's just the facts. And yes, even though he would have beaten Luffy if not for Gats and company, the fact of the matter is that when Monkey Jesus was in Gear 4, Dofi was getting clapped. He was getting washed, rolled, and smoked. No, he had no shot. He had no shot. He even used Awakening. Didn't matter. Absolutely worthless. But someone that is comparable to Jack Cracker was very, very, very far from getting crushed by a Gear 4 Bowman. In fact, he had Gear 4 Bowman's number. Now, you could argue, well, because he kind of counters him. But fact of the matter is that Cracker had Luffy's number back then, for sure. A stronger version of Luffy fights against Kaido in Act 1 and gets Raimade Hackade into oblivion. He gets no. The baby shake treatment. Baby shaked. So Kaido has no reason to believe Dofi being strong when a stronger version of Luffy comes up to him and he just destroys him. Jack, though, has taken some major hits and came back like a beast. He fought against Inuarashi Nagamushi on Zou for several days on end, a crazy stamina feat, a crazy endurance feat. He did take the trunk attack from Zunisha, dude. If Doflamingo got hit with the trunk attack, he's getting like atomized. What? The sheer force would have vaporized his whole body. He can't come back from that. No. And then this man, Jack the Drought, pulled up on Fujitora, Sengoku, and Suru with henchmen, not actual noteworthy cats. Oh, Sheepshorn, shut up. What? Who? What's the one girl's name? The goth girl, Jinrumi? Whatever, yo. He pulls up on Fujitora, Sengoku, and Suru and lives? We killed him. Wrong. What? No. Jack the Drought has a lot of claims to his capability. It's just that in Wano Country, he sucks. He does suck pretty hard. Not a good way, not in a Pornhub way. In a way that if you're a Jack the Drought fanboy, shouts to Rogers Base. But if you're a Mammoth boy, no, not good times at all. And you would think there'd be some good times. No, very, very far from. But make no mistake though, when he loses to Inohashi Nakamushi in Sulong form, that's a nasty duo. They're clapping Dofi without a doubt. Like, that's easy on their part. That's easy. So look, at the end of the damn day, how do I sparse this when it comes to Jack the Drought and Doflamingo? Because you can also comb through Jack's feats and say, well, he still got washed by Fujitora, Sengoku, and Sudu. Well, in Wano Country, he did suck and ultimately did lose to a single Sulong Inuarashi. Well, X, Y, and Z, and the other. So there are ways you can parse through both Jack the Drought and Doflamingo. I can argue that 1v1, Jack the Drought is beating Doflamingo. Based on Kaido's words, it is what it is. Jack will probably be more of a tank than even Gear 4 Bowman Luffy and Dressrosa, and that birdcage, he's busting through it. And at the end of the fight, Dofi is calling Jack the Drought big bro. But we can extend an olive branch here and be factually correct and at the same time a little bit sneaky in favor of Doflamingo. He arguably is universally more powerful than Jack the Drought, meaning that in a 1v1 matchup, Jack has Dofi beat. But in a general sense, Dofi is stronger because Dofi can handle a wider array of opponents given his versatility and his abilities, whereas Jack the Drought can't handle opponents that are far more trickier, more complex, but Dofi could. Like, for example, Law. Jack is a big boy, so that's an easy target for Law to dissect and bisect. And I don't think Jack's hockey is that nasty to where Law can't cut him in his own room. However, someone like Dofi, who's far more agile, who's far more conniving, a lot harder for Law to actually deal with him and cut him and tag him within his room. In this situation, in this case here, Doflamingo will more likely have more favorable matchups against a wider variety of opponents. I can be a fence sitter sometimes too. I got a big tush. I can roll that fence quite easily. And I think it is fair to be somewhere in Camp B where Doflamingo is in that commander level, but I don't put him high. Like, no, not at all. I'll say for sure that cats like Smooth Thick or Katakuri or Queen the Plague or King the Wildfire, Ben Beckman, Lucky Roo, probably Yasop too. Not only do they take Dofi's lunch money, but that was just the advance deposit. Tomorrow is the real payment, and he better pull up with more money. If you say that Doflamingo is just as strong or stronger than King the Wildfire, Katakuri, or Marco the Phoenix, I think you're way off base. But on the flip side, if you want to say that he's weaker than every commander, I think that's far more accurate. Because again, Kaido's statements, they do back up that claim.